Literally, this is the Inquisition time, when you are in trouble for voicing your opinion. That's the scary part of it all, because we're well on the way, and different areas too. You all know this, all of you know it. We're well on the way to this in different areas of life. Do you believe that? Do you believe this? Do you believe that? What's your opinion on this or that? You know? I'm telling you, you're going to be so careful today, because this is truly Inquisition time for those. You're post-democratic, remember. The Club of Rome said that. Didn't work. Not anymore. It worked before for them, for the masters of the world, but not now. They're in a hurry now. Another article, 2, breaking Eco-Justice files complaint with Competition Bureau against climate denial groups. There you are. And prominent Canadians did it, but they're all involved in the same. I mean, it truly is one group who are funded and all the rest of it, and they know their agenda. One group bashing other groups and getting the force of government to pay up money to try to prosecute them. You cannot have that in an open, democratic society. You're in trouble when you do.
The social media purge and how it affects everyone. And then I'm going to get on to 5G and what is happening in the UK with the 5G.
It's as if somehow you're the enemy. I'm fighting for freedom. I'm fighting for rights. I'm fighting for what's right, for morality. And I'm somehow the enemy because of my gender. I see it every day. And guess what, Keith? It's hard. It is hard to be viewed like that and to not want to come with some kind of a blowback toward that other person, because you have to constantly just remind yourself they're just a fucking dunce. They're just so painfully dumb because of their social engineering. They're just so fucking dumb that you have to feel sorry for them. Instead of, see, I get into the notion of, I really start to hate people when they act like this. Okay, it's a battle for me every day not to fall into total 100% hatred. Okay, but then, you know, and sometimes I don't accomplish it. Sometimes it gets to me, man. You know, but it's like I have to go back and constantly remind myself. They're just so stupid because of what they've been taught that's not true. They have a religion. We're not going to talk to them to try to properly re-educate them. We're just going to, you know, say that they're fundamentally at their nature flawed and evil. And what's that going to do? Is that going to solve the problem? No, it's going to drive a further wedge between people. And this is what the guys who consider themselves men have been worked into such a fearful, just absolutely, I'm just going to say it, pussified condition, okay, of just being an absolute trash baby, that they are fearful of societal breakdown. I hear this all the time. Oh my God, Mark, Keith, if we didn't have government, society would break down. We'd have all of this, this violence and this. It's like, you already have violence. You already have a condition of chaos. It's called slavery. You would, in other words, grown ass men are saying, at least physically grown ass men are saying, I'm so pussified that I would rather actually be enslaved and have a condition of slavery be in control of my life, rather than take the chance that some bad things might happen if we drop the ridiculous religion called government and stop believing in its existence, which is totally non-natural and does not actually exist. Authority does not exist in nature, okay? But if we drop that religion, oh my God, there might be people who do some bad things and we'll have to deal with it. What kind of a man are you? You're just trash. You're just trash whose parents were trash. That's all somebody like that is. You're a fearful little piece of trash pussy whose parents were immoral trash, who didn't teach you the right values in life. That's what a man who thinks like that is. You're a coward. A coward. I can't say it any more plainly. You're just a coward. Can you imagine, Keith, I know you're a real man. Can you imagine being so afraid that you're like, oh my God, if this condition of total control and slavery isn't in place, oh, bad things, people are going to do bad things. I better get out there and become a cop because I have to control other people's behavior. I'm laying down to go to sleep at night, and all I'm thinking is, oh my God, if slavery doesn't continue in the world, what are people going to do to each other? Oh my God. Could you imagine being that big of a piece of fucking trash, Keith?
Well, it's also a great non sequitur to say that I'm afraid bad things will happen, therefore the state is legitimate. Like, if there is a state, the worst people will be attracted to it and will commit atrocities on a level that otherwise would not be able to exist. Ted Bundy compared to Mao Zedong.
That's it.
I mean, thank God Ted Bundy didn't run for office. Yeah. And I pray to God we end the state before more Kissingers get
the majority
get a hold.
For somebody like that. He was a good actor. You know what I mean? He was a good con man. That's all you need to be a good politician. He was just the psychopath that wasn't necessarily attracted to government where he could do the most harm. He just decided to actually bloody his hands himself because he had a little bit more balls than your average politician. You know? He took the chance by doing the act himself. But, you know, the people who are so afraid of chaos manifesting, so afraid, oh my God, without man's law, you might have people who are doing bad things to each other. Well, with man's law, you're having way more people doing bad things to each other. All right? People who think just because, they say, oh, they have bombs, guided missiles. Well, good, let them use them. That's what I say. You will prove what an immoral psychopath you are if you start bombing your own people with missiles and or tactical nuclear weapons. Who cares? Do you care more about being free and maintaining your rights, or do you care more about survival? See, this is perfect for this date. The people who waged the American Revolution were told the same thing. You can't do it. It can't be done. You'll never win. Okay? Many of them said, we don't care because we're not going to live as slaves. Living as a slave is much worse than dying. This is what the phrase liberty or death meant. I'm going to be free to have my freedom and exercise my rights, or I would rather die, or I would rather go out trying to secure those freedoms and rights, okay, by physically engaging those who are attempting to take them away. Even if I lose, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What matters is you said, you're in the wrong and we're not going to take it anymore, and we're going to stop you from engaging in these wrong behaviors. Regardless of how much physical force it may take to do it, and regardless of whether even we die in the process. That's what the men with balls that existed during the Revolutionary War era period said. We're not taking it. We're not your slaves, and we're going to fight you to the death if required. Now, the leadership after that totally failed. Okay, I don't place the founders or the people who, after they won the American Revolution, on some pedestal as gods, because they are not. They were men, and they were flawed, men and women who were flawed. Okay, and they made the mistake of setting up a new government because they weren't conscious enough. They weren't spiritually awake and aware enough. They were somewhat spiritually awake and aware, but not totally. Not to the extent that they needed to be to recognize government as slavery and to abolish it, not reinstitute new government. It needed to be abolished for all time. Then America would have been a beacon of true freedom. And we would have shown the rest of the world what a society that understands and lives within true freedom can produce and can accomplish. And it would have been wonderful. You want to talk about the torch of the freedom of liberty, of the Statue of Liberty, that would have been it. We would have lit that torch and burned it bright, or just average people who had not even really studied it that deeply and just, were tapped by someone because they had abilities and skills and they wanted to see what they could do for the network. Okay? The overarching network, you got to understand, it doesn't have a name. They don't call themselves the Illuminati. They don't call themselves the Satanists. They don't call themselves the Luciferians. They don't call themselves, you know, the Great Brotherhood or any other name. They don't have a name. This cult doesn't have a name. There is no thing that they refer to themselves as. It's just to them, it's us. And everybody else is those we're going to enslave and we're going to have power over as gods. That's it. That's all it is. Okay? They're not going to refer to themselves as something so that they can be identified easily. Okay? There is no name for the big cult that runs the world. Okay? It's an eclectic, diverse organization of networks that work together for common causes, for common goals. Okay? So when I told him, I recognize this is all like everybody here, they're all connected into something bigger. Okay. And that's something bigger. What it's really trying to do is enslave everybody. I'm like, I didn't sign up for that. That's not what my personal goals are, to help you enslave everybody. And he basically said to me, there's the door, boy. Just like that. With no concern. You don't like what we do here? You think we need you? Goodbye. Just like that. Okay? So he said, you make a decision. You're on board and you're with us and you'll go farther, or get out now. There's the door. And we don't want anything to do with you. And there will be absolutely no, it will be like you don't exist to us. He said something to that effect. It'll be like you never existed. You don't exist to us. You make that decision, and that's your one chance. You're either here on this side or you're going on the other side, and you don't exist to us. Okay? And I said, well, you don't even care if I tell people what you do and what your plans, your goals are, and how you do it? He said, let me tell you something. If we wanted to undo the trance that we have put in our history of our network, our organization, our family, whatever you want to call it, okay? If we wanted to say, here's the legacy of what all the people who are in our line of knowledge, okay, have done to human beings, the trance mind state, the entranced mind condition that we have put them in. If we wanted to come out in the open to the public and say to them, we did this. This is how our group is structured and organized. Here's its history throughout time. And here's how we did it. Here's all the methods, the methodology that we use to do it. And here's how we put people in the condition that they are in. He said, if we publicly disclosed everything that we know and that we have done, the public would not accept that reality from us, ourselves, even though we are the ones who have done it and can explain how we have done it. The public would still choose to exist in ignorance and say to themselves, because it's more comfortable, no, this isn't happening. No, this can't be done. No, this has not been done. No, it is not like this. This isn't about doing anything new, folks. This is about not doing the things we're already doing. The solution doesn't lie in building anything new. I hear this all the time. We need to show people we can do this way, this way, this way, this way, by building all this and that and that and that. And none of that's required. I'm not a person who thinks we need to build all this stuff and have it already ready and waiting for we're not going to do this anymore. Now we have this to go to. I don't accept this as the solution. The solution is just to stop doing the things that we are doing that are wrong. That's it. Nothing else. We don't need to build a damn thing. We need no new solutions in place. If you are one of these people that think you have to tell me every single solution for why this, and that can be done or should be done or how it could be done. No, I don't need to do no such goddamn thing at all. I'm explaining to you, here's what's being done. It's wrong. Stop doing it. I don't care what you do after that as long as it's not another wrong. Not interested. Not in the slightest. What I am interested in is actions are being done that people don't have a right to take, that are taking my freedom and everybody else's freedom. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not going to build any other systems. Like, you think I'm going to use my knowledge, wisdom, scientific know-how, anything? I'm not contributing. I will let this world crumble to dust before I build something and then the controllers take it. No, we need to stop complying and say, I'm going to quit my job. I'm not building any infrastructure. I'm not helping you at all. Everything that I do is going to be toward the great work of ending this slavery before one other thing is created. The answer doesn't lie in creating anything new. The answer is apophatic, as all truth is. Don't do the harmful things that we don't have the right to do by taking other people's property and rights and life. That's it. Stop doing those things. Everything will organically change after that behavior is not engaged in anymore. But no, nobody wants to hear that. No, because they want their comfort. They want to end slavery in pure comfort. Oh, we'll just magically slip into the new magic slippers. These old leather slippers are all worn out. So we'll slip magically into the nice pearly slippers. Okay? And it'll be a wonderful transformative process with no pain required. Because why? Because we deserve a painless transformation to freedom because of what we've allowed, all the shit we've allowed. Yeah, keep telling that to yourself. This is going to be, are way past that point, folks. You believe this is going to be a non-painful process, you're a prankster with yourself. You're pranking your own mind if you believe that. Okay? And it's not about building the new. It's about destroying that which should not be. That which doesn't have any right to continue to exist. This is truth and freedom are destructive processes. And you need to stop this ridiculous little child. It's a childish notion. This is a child. I need to know that I can step from this platform to this platform and not get hurt. You're a child. You're a child. You're a child who cares about whether something's safe versus whether it's right or not. Can't you see how fucked up that is? People can't see how fucked up that is. They don't want to see it because they want the easy answer and the easy path, and there is no easy answer or path. The answer is stop doing the harmful behaviors that you have no fucking right to do. And then you'll see a world based in freedom. That's the real answer. But no one wants to hear that, so I'm unpopular. I won't get invited on any big talk shows to talk about it, Keith, okay? All right. You know what? I'm much more happy with being interviewed by somebody like you than to some of the bigger imbeciles who don't want to know what the real solution is and aren't really dedicated to truth. Okay. So I'll take smaller venues like this to put out how I really feel rather than sell out and go to people who I know that they're not really interested in the real solution and they want to take measures that are half-assed measures at best. Okay? We have to change the condition of human slavery to a condition of human freedom. That's the ultimate purpose for why we are here in life. All of us. We have a shared purpose to end the immoral condition that we are being held in duress and slavery, and to make humanity free. Free to do what? I don't know. That's what I want to find out. What is our real potential? That's what drives me to do this, because I don't believe that humanity's potential is endless death and destruction. I believe humanity's potential is endless creativity and understanding. And we could go to the stars. That's where I believe is what I believe is possible. That's my worldview. Okay? But that ain't going to happen in the current condition that humanity's messed up mindset is in. We have to get it way transformed from the current human mindset of what is bumping around in between these temples nowadays with most human beings, because it's really badly screwed up. And we're not going to accomplish that goal unless more people become teachers of natural law and objective, true morality. Until we get enough people that want to do that work, expect the conditions to stay the same and grow infinitely worse even. So, that's my ultimate message. I'm telling you that because you have to get yourself spiritually prepared. You have to get yourself spiritually prepared to be ready for and prepared for what is coming. What is coming is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. I'm not a psychic. I don't have any special powers. I am going by what I observe. And what I observe is a completely ignorant population that is infinitely more ignorant in the last 10 years than they were back in 2007 and 8 when I thought humanity actually had a chance of waking up. They hit us with the sledgehammers since then of propaganda and untruth and disinformation and just absolutely preying upon people who have naive minds. I'm telling you, the ship has turned around 180 degrees and we are going exactly in the wrong direction from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I had way more of a positive outlook and hope that things could be turned around. And today, I'm telling you right now, everybody better start getting their houses spiritually prepared for a very negative time that we're going to all be going through together. And that's why it's important to learn from each other and support each other, because we're going to need to build some networks in place to have some support in these times. Because I'm telling you, what's coming is going to be dreadfully dark. And I'm not saying that to discourage anybody. This is not fear mongering. This is my assessment of what the world has been, the people of the world have become. And it's tragic that it had to go that way, because there is enough technology and knowledge in the world for people for this to reach everyone's eyes and ears. And you know what we're doing with it? We're squandering that opportunity. We're squandering it. So I think that's a good and honest place for me to leave it, with the appeal that it doesn't have to be that way. That's not written in stone. That is not how it must be. That is what we are collectively choosing with our free will to make it be like, because not enough people are learning objective morality and teaching it to others. And we are rejecting it as a whole, as a species, and therefore we are going to have to suffer the consequences, because no one escapes law. Not man's law. No one escapes the laws of the universe. So I think that's a pretty decent place to leave it for this one, Keith. And if you have anything else, let's wrap up.